जो टॉपिक हमारा है चीटिंग, उसको हम आप आज जो है एक बार रिफ्रेश करेंगे और समाप्त करेंगे। चीटिंग मीन्स छल और छल मीन्स धोखा। तो आप पाएंगे कि चीटिंग में डिसेप्शन इनबिल्ट है, इनहेरेंट है। जहाँ कहीं भी डिसेप्शन होगा वहाँ चीटिंग होगी, जहाँ चीटिंग होगी वहाँ डिसेप्शन होगा। मीन्स कि cheating and deception are two cheating and deception are two sides of a coin. There is virtually no difference between these two. Before we enter upon this cheating, minute details of cheating, I will repeat that actus non facit reum nisi mens sit rea. Both act and intent must concur in order to constitute a crime. A crime is not committed if the requisite mens rea is not present. So, for the offence of cheating, you have to see what type of the mens rea is required and what overt acts are required. This section talks of requisite mens rea in terms of fraudulently or dishonestly and by deception. So three terms has been used. First is deception, second is fraudulently, third is dishonestly. By playing the deception, what a person is doing is that he fraudulently or dishonestly induces. ये बंद कर दो पीछे. So fraudulently, first you should know the term fraudulently. You have gone through the section 17 of the Indian Contract Act. What does it say? Section 17 Indian Contract Act, because the fraud has not been defined under IPC. Fraudulently has been defined under IPC. Section 25 IPC. It talks of when a person is said to be done an act fraudulently. So you must understand the meaning of term fraud and defraud and fraudulently. These three terms have been used in IPC and also in civil law. So first of all, we will talk of fraud. For fraud, two juristic persons are needed. One cannot fraud himself. A person can fraud other person. How? So presence of the two juristic persons, number one, and number two, these juristic persons are either transacting or attempting to transact with each other. There is some transaction between these two persons. And the most important ingredient of this fraud is that intention to deceive. The person who is trying to play a fraud, a person who is trying to make fool of other person by playing fraud, he must have an intention to deceive. As I told you, the deception is inherent, inbuilt in cheating. So you must know what is the deception. Unless you know what is the deception, you will not be able to know the intention to deceive. What will be the intention to deceive? So deception. Deception, the number one purpose of deception. The purpose of deception is generally to have wrongful gain to one person and wrongful loss to another person. This is the general purpose why a person will deceive other. Now another question is how this deception is to be made. How inducement, because I talked of intention to deceive. Person must be having an intention to deceive, and intention to deceive will include a wrongful gain to one person and wrongful loss to the other person. And with this intention to deceive or having such intention to deceive, person makes an inducement to other person. Inducement here is an overt act. Whatever he say, whatever he does, inducement is to facilitate the commission of crime further. Now, inducement, how it can be made? अगर इंड्यूसमेंट किसी को करना है तो वो कैसे करेगा? सेक्शन 17 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट itself reflects all those circumstances how a person can induce. A person, such person may make a false assertion knowingly. False assertion means the person making it knows that it is false. but despite knowledge of his fact, he is making a positive assertion. Another way of inducement is concealment of fact. Such person conceals a fact. A material fact is concealed by such person. He knows about the fact, but he does not discloses. False assertion, you can take an example, जैसे हमने आपको दिया था कार वाला. A car owner tries to sell his car. The engine of which is seized. It is not in a running condition, but he says to the seller, prospective buyer, that it can run at the speed of 160. You can try it. So here he is making a false assertion, because he has the knowledge that his engine of the car, his car is seized. If he was not having the knowledge that his engine of the car is seized, and then he makes a statement that it can run at 160, then it is not a false assertion. So false assertion means that despite the knowledge of a truth, of a fact, he makes a different statement, which is not the truth. Which is not the truth. Concealment of fact. Another mode of inducement for deception is a promise made without intention of performing it. If as I illustrated you an example where a boy, an adult one, promises to be a woman who is also an adult, to marry her, and on the pretext of this promise he makes sexual relation, and on a later stage this adult boy refuses to marry her, and this woman files a criminal complaint. Now the question is whether the A has deceived this woman, the adult boy has deceived this woman. There may be possibility that at the time of making his promise, he was not having any second thought. He was true. He wanted to marry her. But after some time, with change of circumstances, for whatever the reason, he might have refused to marry her. In such case, there is no cheating, because intention required mens rea is needed at the time of the commission of the offense. So subsequent change of intention will make no difference. If this adult man, while making the offer or promise of marriage, had a secondary thought, I am just making it to show her to surrender herself, and he was not really inclined to marry her, then it is a case of cheating. Because at the time of commission of the offense, the accused was having the requisite mens rea in the form of a promise with intention of not performing it. So it was only a showy promise. Apart from these, a fact which has been declared by law to be fraudulent. If a particular act is declared by law to be fraudulent, it will be a fraudulent act. So, we were talking of the three words. We started our discussion with fraud, fraudulently, and defraud. These three terms revolves around this offense of cheating. So first of all, we should know the grammatical meaning of these terms. Fraud means, fraud is a noun. Fraud is an abstract noun. For example, A committed a fraud causing B to suffer. A committed a fraud causing B to suffer. So here a fraud has been used as an abstract noun. When we use this term defraud, defraud means to deceive. To deceive means, for example, A has done an act of defrauding B. Yeah, A is defrauding B. A is defrauding B. Then it is used as a verb. So fraud and defraud both confer a same meaning, that is to deceive, to deceive. Then what does it mean, the term fraudulently? Fraudulently is used as an adjective. A fraudulently caused B to suffer. So here the term fraudulently has been used as an adjective. Whether the term fraud, defraud, or the fraudulently is used, wherever it is used, the first and foremost impression in your mind should come that it means to deceive. As I told you, cheating and deception are two sides of one coin. So fraud, fraudulently, defraud, it means to deceive, to decept. Basically, there is no difference between fraud, fraudulently, defraud. The same meaning, to deceive, has been used in three different forms as an abstract noun, as an adjective, and also as a verb. So this is about the term fraudulently. Now second term, which is used dishonestly.